Welcome to the press launch of the Hire for Talent campaign delivered by the Restigouche CBDC in collaboration with many organizations committed to building an inclusive Canadian workforce. My name is Melissa Levesque, and I will be your MC for today's press conference. Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue au lancement de la campagne Optez pour le talent, livrée par la CBDC Restigouche, en collaboration avec plusieurs organismes engagés à bâtir une main-d'œuvre canadienne inclusive. Mon nom est Melissa Levesque et je vais agir comme maître de cérémonie pour cette conférence de presse. The launch is being held simultaneously from 7 locations across Canada and will feature the wide-ranging partnerships formed to ensure the success of the Hire for Talent campaign, aimed at leveraging the talent of people with disabilities in the Canadian workplaces. This committee has implemented a national advisory committee composed of 6 key partners from across the country. Here on a screen are the spokespersons from the 6 partners located in 6 different sites. They will each share their statement later in the agenda. La conférence de presse se déroulera en simultané d'ici, à la CBDC Restigouche à Campbellton au Nouveau-Brunswick. Nous nous déplacerons ensuite vers les 6 autres sites pour donner la parole à nos principaux partenaires qui participeront à partir d'un bout à l'autre du pays, soit à partir de St. John's à Terre-Neuve et Labrador, Fredericton au Nouveau-Brunswick, Montréal au Québec, Ottawa en Ontario, Saskatoon en Saskatchewan et à Vancouver en Colombie-Britannique. The Hire for Talent campaign is funded by the Government of Canada under the Opportunities Fund and Persons with Disabilities. We would like to thank the Honourable Kent Hare, Minister of Sport and Persons with Disabilities, for participating in the launch of the Hire for Talent campaign from the Ottawa site. He will join us shortly. J'aimerais maintenant à ce moment inviter M. Renaud Michel-Haché, le porte-parole officiel de la CBDC Restigouche, à présenter la campagne Optez pour le talent.
Merci, Melissa. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely pleased to present the Hire for Talent Awareness Campaign on behalf of Restigouche CBDC, as well as the awareness campaign partners from across Canada. The Hire for Talent campaign will run until June 2018. The goal of the campaign is to increase awareness among small businesses and employers of the talent, abilities, and skills of people with disabilities and how they can contribute to the success of their employers' businesses. The Hire for Talent campaign encourages employers to tap into an extraordinary talent pool of qualified candidates. Présentement, au Canada, environ 410 000 personnes en situation de handicap ne sont pas au travail. Près de la moitié de cette portion de la population active, soit 200 000 personnes, sont qualifiées, disponibles et disposées à travailler et à contribuer à l'économie canadienne. La grande majorité des diplômés ayant un diplôme d'une institution postsecondaire. Les employeurs le disent très clairement. Les travailleurs en situation de handicap sont productifs, très dévoués à l'égard de leurs emplois et fiers de leurs accomplissements. Embaucher des personnes en situation de handicap procure aux entreprises plusieurs avantages d'affaires. For example, in a national survey of consumers, 87% of respondents said they preferred to do business with companies that hire people with disabilities. In fact, the public is equally positive about companies that care about the environment and those that hire people with disabilities. Hiring people with disabilities improves the image of a company. And there's more. Employers also report that inclusion in the workplace has a positive impact on the engagement of all employees. And that inclusive workplace improves the organization's ability to recruit new employees. Et je pourrais poursuivre avec plusieurs autres exemples de réussite. Exemples d'employeurs qui ont misé sur la diversité et l'inclusion et qui ont gagné leur pari. Exemples d'employeurs qui bénéficient de plusieurs avantages corporatifs, plus larges que ceux directement associés à l'embauche des personnes en situation de handicap et qui, du même coup, assurent la réussite de leurs petites entreprises et de leurs organisations. Alors voilà, mesdames et messieurs, l'intention de la campagne nationale de sensibilisation Optez pour le talent. Cette campagne se développe à partir de 3 composants principaux pour aider les personnes, les employeurs des petites entreprises à devenir plus confiants vis-à-vis l'embauche des personnes en situation de handicap. As a first key element of the Hire for Talent campaign, 10 original videos, 5 in English and 5 in French, were professionally produced on-site in British Columbia, New Brunswick, Ontario, and Quebec, featuring people with disabilities and their successes in the Canadian labor market. The videos also present testimonials from employers on the contributions these dedicated employees made to their company's successes. These videos were specifically created for this national project. Un deuxième élément de cette campagne, une trousse d'outils d'information et de savoir-faire destinés aux employeurs, un ensemble de fiches info développées avec la collaboration de plus de 20 experts du domaine. Le troisième élément de la campagne Optez pour le talent prend sa force dans la participation des agences de gens dévoués à l'embauche des personnes en situation de handicap, des fournisseurs de services disponibles pour soutenir les employeurs dans cette démarche d'intégration au travail des personnes en situation de handicap. Finally, the hirefortalent.ca website, a free resource available without the need of a password, where employers are interested parties can find information and tools available in an easy-to-print PDF format. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes, I will invite you to watch a video excerpt consisting of employer testimonies on how people with disabilities can be model employees and how they bring positive energy to the workplace. The video themes are as follows. Video number 1, disability redefined. Number 2, successful hiring practices. Video number 3, the business advantage. Number 4, how to access talent. And number 5, success stories. So please, let's watch a 3-minute excerpt of the Hire for Talent videos.
They just want to be included. They just want to come in, they want to do a good job and come back the next day and do that. But I get the fear for a small business, I really do. Is that person going to cost me a lot medical-wise, insurance-wise? What if they get hurt? Do I have to buy special equipment? Do I have to make any special allowances?
I think there's always fear of the unknown. When you've never experienced working alongside someone who is different than you, then you naturally have these preconceived notions. For example, this person with a disability is going to be sick all the time, or I'm going to have to do a lot of hand-holding. But what we know statistically is quite the opposite is true. When you have someone with a disability, your productivity goes up, your rate of retention goes up, which means your onboarding costs go down. It's much healthier for the bottom line.
Lorsque vous passez les entrevues, vous essayez d'identifier le meilleur employé possible. Votre objectif devrait toujours finalement d'essayer d'identifier si effectivement la personne que vous interviewez a les habiletés recherchées.
Pour les employeurs qui pensent qu'engager une personne handicapée, c'est un négatif, je pense qu'ils devraient regarder un peu plus loin. Ces gens-là, ils ont tout le temps un sourire, sont tout le temps contents, ils veulent aider. Moi, je pense que si on leur donne une chance, ils vont vraiment bien réussir dans l'entreprise.
Alors, l'idée, c'est d'ouvrir, d'élargir notre capacité à reconnaître le talent chez la personne en situation de handicap. Le site web, optezpourletalent.ca, c'est une ressource gratuite. Les outils servent à augmenter, si on pourrait dire, la capacité de l'employeur à rejoindre ce bassin de population, va faire en sorte que l'employeur va devenir plus confiant dans son embauche de personnes en situation de handicap. Donc, on espère que ça va favoriser la création d'un milieu de travail inclusif au Canada.
The free toolkit provides employers with several types of tools that inform employers on ways to increase their ability to recruit, interview, hire, and retain employees with disabilities. The toolkit was developed in collaboration with many agencies and dedicated people, experts of the supported employment services, motivated to fostering the development of an inclusive workforce in Canada. La trousse d'outils propose aussi des informations sur les responsabilités légales des employeurs, des informations qui sont validées par des consultants du domaine, ainsi que des informations sur la création de milieux de travail inclusifs. La trousse propose aussi des approches novatrices pour diriger des entrevues et pour créer des emplois adaptés au sein de l'entreprise, tout en favorisant l'embauche des personnes en situation de handicap. Tous les outils de la trousse Optez pour le talent sont disponibles en format PDF, facile à imprimer, des textes simples, mais complets, qui informent et guident les employeurs à devenir plus confiants dans l'embauche des personnes en situation de handicap. Les fiches d'information serviront à la fois aux employeurs, aux responsables des ressources humaines et aux fournisseurs de services. En plus, le site Web permettra aux employeurs de personnaliser leur trousse d'outils et ainsi maximiser leur expérience Web et découvrir comment devenir davantage inclusif tout en favorisant le succès de leur entreprise. Hire for Talent has also developed an employer guide, a condensed printable version of the main tools of the toolkit. It can be printed and used in the workplace for employee training and raising awareness, moving towards diversity and inclusion. In addition to the video testimonials and the employer toolkit available on the website, employers also may access employer support services to assist them with all aspects of recruiting, hiring, maintaining successful employment of people with disabilities. The service option on the website will guide employers in finding local service providers to assist them in their efforts of hiring people with disabilities. Alors, comme vous pouvez le constater, un élément clé de la campagne est le site web de optezpourletalent.ca qui regroupe tous les outils d'information nécessaires aux employeurs qui désirent tirer parti du talent des personnes en situation de handicap qui sont désireuses de travailler. Plusieurs activités de communication sont en place afin de diriger les employeurs vers le site web pour accéder à cette information. Une campagne publicitaire sur le réseau, cyber-réseau, est mise en œuvre pour rejoindre les employeurs partout au Canada et en particulier les entreprises des régions rurales. The national campaign also includes other communication activities aimed at directing employers to the campaign website. Among other communication activities, I would like to mention the participation of many of the 268 member organizations of the Community Futures Network, serving more than 20,000 entrepreneurs in all rural areas of Canada in promotion of the Hire for Talent campaign. A large network of agencies involved in the employability of people with disabilities is also actively involved in the promotional campaign. Campaigned among social networks and events to reach employers are also part of the mix. Finally, I would like to mention this Friday, webinars for employers will be offered during the Small Business Week. To register, go to BDC Small Business Week webpage or visit the media page of the hirefortalent.ca website. In closing, I would like to thank all the partners who joined the Hire for Talent campaign to build an inclusive Canadian workforce. As you can see on the screen, an exceptional group of experts from across Canada participated in this great achievement. C'est mon plus grand plaisir de remercier tout sincèrement toutes les personnes qui ont participé de près ou de loin et qui continuent de participer au développement d'une main-d'œuvre canadienne inclusive. Thank you all very much. Merci à tous.
Merci, Renaud. This project is funded by the Government of Canada through the Opportunities Fund for Persons with Disabilities. We are very glad that the Federal Minister of Sports and Persons with Disabilities, the Honorable Kent Hare, is joining this campaign launch from the Ottawa site, organized by Live, Work, Play. Minister Hare, please go ahead.
Thank you for that kind introduction. I am thrilled to join you all at the offices of Live, Work, and Play here in Ottawa to be part of this very special announcement. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge that we are gathered here today on the traditional territory of the Algonquin peoples, who are building community here for generation upon generation, upon generation, upon generation. And we are honored and proud to be sharing this land with them here today. I understand firsthand how disability affects individuals, families, and communities all across Canada. And I know the work we need to do to become a truly more inclusive, more accessible society. While Canada has much to be proud of, we still have lots of work to do when it comes to fully including people with disabilities in our society. Today, 1 in 7 Canadians report having a disability or exceptionality, and that number will only grow as our population continues to increase. My mandate is clear from the Prime Minister. It's to ensure greater inclusion of Canadians with disabilities and to develop new federal accessibility legislation. While the new legislation will get us closer to where we want an accessible Canada to be, we're also taking action now to promote inclusion with people with disabilities. This includes getting more people with disabilities into Canada's workforce. The fact remains that if you have a disability in Canada, you are more likely to be unemployed. Only half of Canadians with disabilities aged 25 to 65 are employed, compared to 80% for the rest of the general population. On top of that, people with disabilities earn 44% less in total income than the general population. This is unacceptable, and I know we can do better. That is why I am honored to be here today for the launch of Hire for Talent campaign, led by Restigouche CBDC and made possible with funding from the Government of Canada Opportunities Fund for Persons with Disabilities. And it coincides with October being National Disability Employment Awareness Month. Through the Hire for Talent campaign, Canadian employers will have free access to a toolkit that will help them discover the corporate and business advantages of hiring people with disabilities. Employers will also gain access to a network of organizations that can help them tap into this pool of talent and recruit, train, and retain people with disabilities. For far too long, people with disabilities have been left on the outside looking in when it comes to finding quality jobs. What some employers may not realize is that the disabled community contains some of the most innovative and creative thinkers Canada has to offer. I can tell you that living with a disability requires a certain amount of thinking outside the box. This kind of thinking is exactly what we need in our labor force today. I encourage employers across Canada to visit hirefortalent.ca, take advantage of this important tool as a resource. Again, thank you to Restigouche CBDC and the 6 groups from across the country that made up the project's National Advisory Committee, as well as the more than 20 partnering organizations that were involved in developing the Hire for Talent campaign. Let's keep working together to make a truly inclusive society and an accessible Canada for all. What a thrill it is being for me to be here with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Minister Hare. Now, we will direct our attention to the screen behind me, where, joining us from sites across the country, are key partners of the Hire for Talent campaign and members of the project's National Advisory Committee, who will each say a few words. We will start in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, where Maureen Hahn, CEO of the CCRW, joins us.
Thank you very much. I would like to begin by respectfully acknowledging the territory in which we are gathered as the ancestral homes of the Beothuk and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq and Beothuk. The Canadian Council on Rehabilitation and Work, CCRW, is a national not-for-profit organization with the sole mandate of employment. We accomplish our mission by supporting employers and job seekers with disabilities. We do this through a variety of supports, and CCRW has connected hundreds of employers with skilled, job-ready candidates for over 40 years. And we recognize that as a nation, we can do better, and we can do that starting now. At CCRW, we are committed to ensuring employers have direct access to a diverse pool of talent, of skilled job seekers, support for hiring and retaining persons with disabilities, and continued partnership as we move forward the future of a more inclusive Canada for all. We recognize the unique needs employers have in various sectors, and the Hire for Talent online toolkit and website can support these needs. The federal government's plan to create and implement a national accessibility legislation highlights the importance of ensuring that employers across the country are disability confident. The Hire for Talent toolkit will be an asset to any employer, and that will support them in building a workplace that is a true reflection of their communities. At this time, we extend a great thanks to the support of employers, community agencies, and job seekers with disabilities who were a part of developing this phenomenal tool, Hire for Talent. CCRW is excited and proud to be part of this campaign, and we look forward to working with and support employers to recruit, hire, train, and retain job seekers with disabilities, a population rich in talent on their road to become integral members of the business teams across Canada. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maureen. Maintenant, nous donnons la parole à Danny Soucy, à Fredericton, au Nouveau-Brunswick.
Bonjour tout le monde et merci pour vous joindre à nous cet après-midi pour cette belle annonce. Mon nom est Danny Soucy et je suis le directeur général de l'Association du Nouveau-Brunswick pour l'intégration communautaire. For the past 60 years, the New Brunswick Association for Community Living has been working to build inclusive communities where people with developmental disability can live, learn, work, and play. We work to ensure that people with an intellectual disability or developmental disability live meaningful lives and participate in their communities as full and valued and contributing members. As we all know, one of the ways people are connected to and included in their communities is through their work. Our vision, through our employment initiatives, is to foster the development of an inclusive and effective labor market with an employment rate for people who have an intellectual disability and people who are on the autism spectrum that is on par with the national average. This vision will be achieved through a variety of activities which include promotion, building a strong business case for inclusive hiring, increasing employer confidence and capacity to hire, providing employers with information about processes and implementation strategies, and developing a strong partnership between the key stakeholders, employers, job seekers, and local employment agencies. Hire for Talent is an easy-to-use and comprehensive toolkit designed for employers. Its aim is to raise awareness of the value of inclusive hiring, provide information about hiring processes, address common misconceptions, and answer questions about job seekers with a disability, and directs employers to resources in their region with the expertise to help them hire, train, and retain job seekers from this underutilized labor pool who has the skills and the abilities to get the job done. We at NBACL would like to take this opportunity to thank CBDC Restigouche for recognizing the importance and value of inclusive hiring and for their leadership in this initiative. We would also like to recognize the contribution of the National Advisory Committee and the members of the National Working Group for their dedication in the development of this wonderful resource. Thank you. Merci.
Merci, Danny. Rendons-nous maintenant à la conférence de presse de Montréal, où nous avons des porte-paroles de deux organisations. Tout d'abord, Roger Albert et Jessica Cacciatore de Vie autonome et membres du Comité consultatif national.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Jessica, je suis conseillère socio-professionnelle à Vie autonome Montréal. Vie autonome Montréal est un organisme sans but lucratif bilingue, géré par et pour les personnes en situation de handicap diverses, habitant la grande région de Montréal. Notre mission est de promouvoir l'autonomie, l'autodétermination et la pleine participation de nos membres. Dans le cadre de notre programme de pré-employabilité Le Pont, nous avons aidé plusieurs personnes à cheminer à leur rythme vers l'emploi et atteindre l'autonomie financière. Nous offrons du soutien à la recherche d'emploi, de l'information scolaire et professionnelle, ainsi qu'un suivi à l'intégration et au maintien à l'emploi. Dans ce contexte, nous avons pu constater les nombreuses compétences que les personnes en situation de handicap peuvent apporter aux employeurs. C'est pourquoi nous sommes fiers de participer à la campagne Optez pour le talent, qui vous offrira un guide d'outils interactifs vous permettant d'accueillir et d'intégrer une diversité d'employés en maximisant leur plein potentiel au sein de votre entreprise. En terminant, nous souhaitons remercier tous ceux et celles qui ont travaillé de près ou de loin à la réalisation de cette boîte à outils. Nous sommes persuadés qu'elle saura répondre aux questionnements des employeurs et entreprises intéressés à devenir un milieu de travail inclusif. Et nous invitons ces derniers à prendre contact avec nous pour d'éventuelles collaborations ou pour obtenir des renseignements concernant l'aide que nous pouvons leur apporter. Merci beaucoup.
Merci, Jessica. And now, also from Montreal, is Anna Karina Tabunar, Director of Corporate Affairs of Sodexo Canada, representing an inclusive Canadian employer. Anna Karina, you can go ahead.
Bon après-midi. Sodexo est une entreprise globale. Nous fournissons des dizaines de services pour plus que 700 sites pour plus que 200 clients. Pour mesurer notre performance, nous collectons et nous analysons constamment des données. Nos données indiquent que nos employés en situation de handicap forment une partie essentielle de notre entreprise. Nos unités d'affaires avec des personnes en situation de handicap surpassent les autres unités. Nous voyons moins d'accidents et nous avons un environnement plus sécuritaire. Nous constatons une augmentation de taux de rétention et une réduction de l'absentéisme. Dans nos unités commerciales avec des personnes en situation de handicap, nous constatons une baisse du taux de roulement des employés. Ça se traduit par une baisse de coûts d'intégration. Et nos gestionnaires qui ont des employés en situation de handicap disent que leur performance établit une nouvelle norme. Ils apportent un dévouement et une éthique de travail qui augmente la performance de toute l'équipe. Et cela conduit à un engagement plus élevé parmi tous les employés. En tant qu'employeur inclusif et progressif, nous savons que recruter et promouvoir des personnes de toute capacité nous confère un grand avantage concurrentiel. Le nouvel outil Optez pour le talent est une excellente ressource pour exploiter un bassin de talent non conventionnel. And on behalf of Sodexo Canada, I'm really looking forward to sharing this new tool, Talent for Hire Toolkit, because I know it's going to be a wonderful resource for employers to see the business advantages of tapping into an unconventional talent pool. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you, Hannah Karina. Let's now go to Ottawa's site with Frank Smith, National Coordinator of Needs. But first, we would like to thank Live Work Play in Ottawa for hosting today's press conference site and making the participation of Needs possible today. It's a great example of collaboration.
Of Disabled Students Needs and its Board of Directors, I would like to thank CBDC Restigouche for inviting me to speak at this launch event for Hire for Talent. I would also like to thank Live Work Play, helping the community welcome people with intellectual disabilities to live, work, and play as valued citizens, and its co-leader and director, Keenan Weller, for hosting the Ottawa launch site. And it's very exciting to be part of this event with so many partners right across the country, and to see the Minister of Sport for Persons with Disabilities, the Honourable Ken Hare, in attendance and delivering a message about an inclusive and accessible Canada, which is just very exciting. Needs represents post-secondary students and graduates with disabilities in colleges and universities across Canada. We are proud to be a national partner in this initiative. The Hire for Talent project and website have delivered an outstanding awareness-raising suite of resources for employers, showing the true value, talent, and skills of persons with disabilities in the Canadian workforce. There are about 200,000 students with disabilities currently in public college and university programs across the country. These are the folks that we represent as an organization. Of close to 4 million adults with disabilities living in Canada, 43% have some kind of post-secondary education or training. While the rates of unemployment and underemployment are higher amongst Canadians with disabilities, as the Minister acknowledged at the beginning of this event, than their peers without. With education comes opportunity. Persons with disabilities are smart, productive, skilled, and motivated employees. Needs recently launched its own employment website for disabled students and employers called Breaking It Down with Labour Canada funding, and we will be connecting employers to Hire for Talent through our portal. The Hire for Talent website, supported by Employment and Social Development Canada through its Opportunities Fund and program, are powerful resources to show employers of all types why they should hire disabled persons and how businesses can easily and affordably offer accommodations to ensure employees with disabilities succeed on the job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank. Let's now access the Saskatoon site where Tracy Williams, outgoing president of CASE, joins us. I would like to add that today's Saskatoon site has been organized by the Saskatchewan Association.
Employment is a national nonprofit association that connects people from across Canada that believe in and work for employment equality for people with diversities. We believe that all people have the right to be gainfully employed in our communities and in a wide variety of businesses, and yet the unemployment rate for people with diversities is still staggering. A multi-pronged approach is required in order to achieve employment equity. We have partnered with hundreds of employers and business champions that know that there is a real business case in hiring persons with disabilities. They will attest to a lower turnover rate, better work performance, increased customer loyalty, and a safer workplaces, which all add up to a return on investment. There is an untapped workforce ready to contribute to your team, and there are free recruitment services to assist in finding the right match for your business. Hire for Talent is a user-friendly website that can answer many of your questions or curiosities, as well as connect you with free services available to you. We would like to take this opportunity to thank the employers and service providers in the creation of the Hire for Talent. They could have kept this valuable workforce a secret, but instead have decided to spread the wealth. The Canadian Association for Supported Employment and our members from across Canada look forward to working with all future employers and businesses. Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. I would like to add that today's Saskatoon site has been organized by the Saskatchewan Association of Rehabilitation Centers, which is another example of the dedication of many organizations committed to an inclusive Canadian workforce. Let's now go to Vancouver for the participation of Tom Burnhell, CEO of the Open Door Group, another member of the project's National Advisory Committee.
Welcome from not so sunny BC. We've got 3 storms coming by. Operating since 1976, Open Door Group is a long-standing not-for-profit organization and registered charity that supports individuals in their journey towards career success and lifelong learning. At Open Door Group, we strongly believe that all individuals have the desire to succeed. To help foster a more diverse and inclusive Canadian workforce, we have partnered with over thousands of businesses across BC to help them achieve bottom-line results by finding outstanding talent. We are proud to be one of the partner organizations to help promote and deliver the Hire for Talent Employers Toolkit. The toolkit is a powerful resource that allows service providers and employers to work collaboratively and more effectively in supporting employers to help find and keep exceptional employees, along with supporting employers to become exemplary, inclusive workplaces for people with disabilities. As an employer ourselves, Open Door Group, we are committed to incorporating the toolkit into our organization. We want to walk the talk. We believe in the power of strong collaborative partnerships between the government, employment service providers, and employers. Thanks to the advanced and innovative online toolkit, together we can create a more supportive culture and inclusive workplace for people with disabilities. Lastly, I would really like to thank my steering committee colleagues for their dedication and tremendous work in putting together this ambitious project. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Pour terminer, j'aimerais maintenant inviter le directeur général de la CBDC Restigouche, M. Michel Guittard, à prendre la parole.
Mesdames, Messieurs, je suis heureux de prendre la parole au nom de la CBDC Restigouche et de vous dire à quel point nous sommes fiers d'offrir cette campagne nationale de sensibilisation des employeurs. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le ministère, de vous être joint à nous aujourd'hui. C'est un grand honneur que vous ayez pris le temps de parler pendant cet événement. Merci encore au gouvernement du Canada pour son soutien envers ce projet. Un projet de cette envergure et de cette importance n'est possible qu'avec la collaboration d'un grand nombre de partenaires. Nous avons eu beaucoup de chance d'avoir eu une telle collaboration d'organisations régionales, provinciales et nationales. Cela comprend les 6 membres de notre comité consultatif national et plus de 20 partenaires du groupe de travail national du projet. De plus, les CBDC membres du réseau de développement des collectivités du Canada, de nombreuses chambres de commerce et des organismes d'aide aux personnes en situation de handicap de partout au Canada se sont associés à la CBDC Restigouche pour diffuser l'information de la campagne aux entreprises. Je tiens également à remercier les entreprises qui ont participé au groupe de discussion des employeurs du projet, ainsi que tous ceux et celles qui ont contribué aux vidéos du projet. Je tiens à remercier le conseil d'administration et tous les employés du projet de la CBDC Restigouche pour le travail acharné. Et merci à tous ceux à travers le pays qui sont joints à nous aujourd'hui à l'un des 6 autres sites de lancement en ligne. Ensemble, nous sommes déterminés à bâtir une main-d'œuvre canadienne inclusive. Je vous remercie.
Merci, Michel. Ceci termine la conférence de presse du lancement de la campagne Optez pour le talent, en simultané dans 7 sites au travers le Canada, en collaboration avec de nombreuses organisations dévouées à bâtir une main-d'œuvre canadienne inclusive. We will now end the simultaneous press conference from the 7 sites across Canada in partnership with many organizations dedicated to leveraging the talent of people with disabilities in Canada's workplace. We invite all press conference sites to continue their own press conference activities and where local spokesperson will be happy to answer your questions from the media representatives at their sites. Nous souhaitons remercier l'équipe technique ainsi que les interprètes de ASL American Sign Language et de Langage des signes du Québec pour leurs précieuses contributions. We would like to thank the technical support team as well as the interpreters from the ESL American Sign Language and Quebec Sign Language for their precious collaboration. Merci à tous pour votre précieuse participation. Thank you all for your precious participation. You can now end the broadcast.